Hey everyone, welcome back to another Dalek video. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at my collection of Daleks from The Curse of the Daleks. Now, The Curse of the Daleks was a stage production, so it wasn't a normal story or episode that we would have saw on TV. It was a play about the Daleks, basically. It didn't have the Doctor or the TARDIS in it, and it ran for only 2 weeks in a theatre in London back in December of 1965. So yeah, if you haven't heard of Curse of the Daleks before, that could be why. It was on around the exact same time as the Daleks Master Plan was being broadcast on TV, which is quite interesting. But yeah, The Curse of the Daleks wasn't by the BBC, it wasn't a BBC production, it was actually a John Gale production. He did a lot of plays and things, but originally Terry Nation, the creator of the Daleks, so aka the real Davros, he had the rights to use the Daleks, you know, outside of Doctor Who because he created them. And he teamed up with a man called David Whittaker, and together they created The Curse of the Daleks, a brand new Dalek adventure set on Skaro, separate from the TV series. So, you know, the regular filming props that would appear on screen, they weren't used in this production because obviously they were busy for Doctor Who on the telly. So 5 brand new Dalek props were built by Shawcraft, so the same makers of the original Dalek props. Yeah, so we've got 4 new Dalek drones and 1 new Dalek Supreme. But what I think is quite interesting is that even though these Daleks were, you know, built after the chase and, you know, during the time the Daleks Master Plan was being broadcast, they didn't give these new Dalek props the mesh and the slats. So they went for like the original design, similar to what we saw in The Dead Planet, you know, the Dalek serial, which is pretty cool because obviously there wasn't a Supreme Dalek in that story. So yeah, we've got a nice new Dalek variant here. And yeah, it looks pretty good. If you'd like to find out more about these Dalek props or any of the other Dalek props, then go and check out the Dalek 6388 website because, you know, that's where I get all my Dalek info from. And link is in the description for that. But yeah, you may have spotted actually that I do have a new attachment fitted onto this Dalek drone right here. This is a 3D printed attachment, little 3D printed part that I just had to paint silver and stick on at the end of the arm here. So I removed the plunger and stuck that on, spray painted it silver. And there we go. So yeah, this is the claw attachment, which, you know, is one of the attachments that a Dalek is fitted with during the play. And this attachment was by NDW Design, so Nathan Ward. And I got that off him quite a while ago now. But yeah, it's a really cool looking attachment. And it makes the Dalek stand out, look a bit different. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. And you know, all I had to do is stick it on there and paint it silver. So pretty easy to do really, but yeah. And just like with most of my other classic Daleks, you know, all of these have the aluminium tubing with the extending sucker. So yeah, just a standard plunger in there with a bit of aluminium tubing on there, and we've got that lovely extending arm, which is pretty cool. So yeah, and you can see on the gun sticks I've also painted the centerpiece black, so it just stands out a bit more. And that's the same with, you know, most of my Daleks. But yeah, and all of these Dalek drones here, they are actually from the Character Options History of the Daleks Set #1, which was sold in B&M stores. Well, it will be 2020 now, so yeah, a little while ago now, but there we go, there they are. And yeah, some of you may have already noticed actually that these eye stalks are different. I've actually swapped these eye stalks out on all of these Daleks. The eye stalks are from History of the Daleks Set #4, because, you know, on these Daleks we get these lovely shade of light blue eye discs. And also, if you look at some of the photos of the Curse of the Dalek props. You can see the eye stalk has 5 eye discs rather than the Dead Planet style, the 8. So I thought a good way to, you know, make them have a slight visual difference, swap the eye stalks around, and then I can, you know, tell which is which basically. But yeah, also from the set photos, it looks a bit more accurate, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, all of these have the eye stalks from Daleks in History of the Daleks Set 4. As well as the bases, you know, actually the fenders. So yeah, all these fenders are from Daleks in History of the Daleks Set 4. Basically because the ones that come on the Daleks with Set 1, they have some weathered, they have weathering basically around the fenders. And since these Daleks are meant to be brand new, you know, built for the stage play, I wanted to make these Daleks look, you know, as new as possible. So yeah, the Supreme Dalek, which is probably what most of you are wondering, where's that Supreme Dalek from? So yeah, the Supreme Dalek is a bit of a hybrid, really. It's a bit of a hybrid. It's got a Dalek drone and a bit of the Supreme Dalek from History of the Daleks Set 2 in there. So basically these two combined together to make the Supreme Dalek. So I took the bottom skirt and the dome from the Supreme Dalek and attached it to the midsection on the Set 1 drone, basically. And you know, that way I get the nice matching grey midsections here, so they're all the same colour. And it means I don't have to paint over the midsections or have a hole in the back, you know, obviously, because if I remove this dish off of this, there would be a hole there, so I would have a hole and I'd have to paint. But if I use this, there's no hole and I don't have to paint. So yeah, I kind of took the Dalek in half and swapped some bits around. But yeah, it's actually not a bad idea if you have some spare Daleks. But thinking about it now, I do need to do a bit of painting actually. On the eye stalk here, I need to paint this bit black. But yeah, like most of the Daleks, I'll get to that eventually. I'm quite happy with how it looks for now. You know, it's got the extendable plunger in there, and you know, it's looking good. Overall, I'm quite happy with, you know, these Daleks. I think they look pretty good. It's nice to have more of the Daleks, the Dead Planet style drones and things on the shelf on display. I think they go great alongside well, I was gonna say they look great alongside the movie Daleks, which is something we haven't looked at yet. But you know what, we'll be looking at them very soon, probably in the next video. So yeah, but for now guys, obviously that's my collection of Daleks from the Curse of the Daleks. Now I know I haven't really, you know, showed them off too much, but you know, they're pretty much the same as everything we've been looking at prior. I just wanted to kind of, you know, explain where they're from and stuff like that, but most of you probably already know if you're watching this video, especially to this point. So I hope you've enjoyed watching anyway, and I will see you in the next video for some movie Daleks. Oh yes. Thanks for watching guys. Bye bye.